Everybody, Gibson's Lawn Service checking back in. This guy wrote in. He says, Gibson, how do you handle a family with all females when it's you versus them? Well, it depends. See, when I grow up, it was me, my 3 sisters, and my mother. My father wasn't home that much because he worked a lot. But you just got to handle them accordingly. You have to understand that women is going to move on emotions, especially when you're growing up in a house full of women. You just got to ignore them half the time if you can. Where you want to eat at?
It don't matter.
Waffle House, Denny's, IHOP.
That's it. I'm actually my one.
Denny's fine.
You sure? Say I grew up with a family where my father took care of 8 of us by himself, and my mothers and sisters showed so much disrespect to him, knowing he taking care of all of us, and they didn't even see him while he was dying on his deathbed. See, your father was taking care of an ungrateful woman. He should have just walked away and let all y'all starve. That's what I would have did. What you think about that? The man said his daddy was taking care of his mom and his sisters, and they was disrespectful to him. I felt
because he allowed it.
He allowed it. That's right. He was letting it go on. What he should have did when your daddy got off work, he should have came home and made sure all your sisters seen it. Look, what your daddy should have did when he came home, when he got off of work, immediately got off of work, bust up in the house, and asked your mama where his food was at. Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna use your mother in particular. But this is how you handle that situation. Like I say, not your mother in particular. Look, first thing you do when you get off work, there ain't no food in the table. The woman need to be hitting them out immediately, and need to make sure all your sisters see it. That way they know daddy ain't playing. Because like you said, you know, your mother and your sisters didn't show your daddy no kind of respect. And you even said they didn't go see him on his deathbed. See, he let too much stuff go on. And you should never put yourself in that predicament. You only take care of a woman who's grateful, who don't yeah, man, that guy leave, man, that was, man, bro. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Let's continue on a little bit more what he talking about. What you want? You want to go to Waffle House? What you want to eat at, bro? I'm fine with eating nothing. What you want to eat?
I don't know. I'm just hungry.
You got Waffle House, Denny's, IHOP.
I definitely don't want IHOP.
Well, you got Denny's or Waffle House.
The Denny's is the first choice.
And you say, as a son, I was there for both my parents, but the hatred my mother and sisters showed my father, and he took care of everything, and no decent man want them other than someone out of jail, is really messed up. How do you deal with women that don't respect you as a man when it comes to a feminist society? Well, first off, you got to understand that you are the man. If you can't understand, you got right there, go and make some money. If you can't understand that you are the man, number one, this should have been picked up when they was dating. If it wasn't picked up when they was dating, it should have been picked up 2 years into the marriage. There's no way a man will go to work, provide for a family that's ungrateful, that complain and don't show no kind of respect. See, me personally, I wouldn't put up with it. But if you decide, only way to change that, you got to immediately go home and start beating your woman. That's the only way you're going to change that.
That is not true. Stop saying that.
That is true.
No.
So what he gonna do, man?
You should have never got with her.
Well, he with her now. He with her now and the kids there. So you saying he
let her know you gonna respect me.
She ain't listening to him.
Gone.
Well, he can't leave, because then he leave, she go to the court, they gonna put him on child support, they gonna take his house and half his check. So he gonna be sleeping in his car.
I ain't gonna sleep in my car.
No, it ain't. I'm going home beat everybody. First thing I'm doing, I'm blacking that woman both eyes. And then all the kids gonna get in line, man. Daddy ain't playing. And then after that, after you black both her eyes, you get up, go to work like ain't nothing happened. And then when you come home from work Tuesday, still ain't.
Police gonna be waiting for you.
Ain't no police gonna be waiting. Ain't no police gonna be waiting. But get home Tuesday, Ain't no dinner on the table. You hit in the mouth. You hit in the mouth. Walk right back out the door. Go sit down in the restaurant and eat. And then come home and demand peach cobbler. Yeah. Wednesday, the same thing. I guarantee you some food gonna be on the table Wednesday. And then look, you ain't gonna have to deal with that no more. But you see how this done got out of hand for 10, 20, 30 years. The man has been walked on, disrespected. And when he's dying on his deathbed, nobody had nothing for him. I'm sorry he went through that, but this is the only way to stop that. If you find yourself providing for an ungrateful woman and your children don't respect you, you immediately got to come home and lay the law down. And then look, don't come home one night. Go get you a hotel. Go get you a hotel, sleep in peace, and then come home the next night. See how everybody act. Don't bring the check home. That's the only way to change this situation. That's what I think. I mean, ain't no.
I don't agree with they hit the part.
He got to, man. He got to. Nah,
there's other ways to handle it.
He got to. Somebody got to be hitting the mouth behind this.
Hit her where it hurt at.
Right in her mouth. That's where it's gonna hurt at. Right in the mouth. She ain't gonna get smart at the mouth no more. That's because he gonna lose. If he divorced that woman, she gonna. I'm just saying he gonna lose. Any other way he gonna lose. I bet you she withholding sex from him. She ain't cooking for him. She ain't respecting
him money and doing
because he wanted to. Right, because he wanted to take care of his children that he brought into the.
My turn and that's it.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Yes, it is.
Women.
She'll get in line.
She ain't gonna get in line. Cause I guarantee you, she got another man. She doing all this. And the other man she got ain't hearing the radio. She doing whatever that other man say. I bet she over there cooking for him. He getting all the peach cobbler he want, but then when the man providing to come home, he don't get nothing but disrespect. And when the man dying on his deathbed, nobody shows up. You don't think that's the ultimate disrespect? That's why I say every woman need to have a son. That way they can see what a man go through in a relationship. But if you find yourself, she's just coughing, she all right. You find yourself in that situation, immediately do these things I'm telling you. Go to jail for a night if you got to. Go to jail for a night if you got to. But you need to be the man in your house, and you need to lay down law and order. That is the only way. If not, you're gonna die a slow, miserable death, and nobody's gonna show up to your funeral, and nobody's gonna know when you're buried. Your behind might wind up and be cremated just so they can save the insurance money. Listen, man, you wrote in, so I had to give them my raw, honest opinion. So, man, anybody got any questions they want me to address, just write in. I respond to it, and I'll post it.